In a telephonic interview with the NBC News from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, Nandi-Ndaitwah says the leadership of the African Union Commission has identified women's economic empowerment as a priority for the decade 2020 to 2030.
There was a lot of side events. One of them was a breakfast on which is witnessed the launch of the African Women Fund. That is the fund which is meant to assist the African women entrepreneurs in order for them to play a role in the transformation of the African continent. Namibian women will benefit because we are part of the African continent. What is required is only for Namibian women entrepreneurs really to be following the events of the development of this fund and then to comply with its requirements.
The intended outcome of this high-level meeting will be a declaration of commitment to be delivered to the AU Assembly of Heads of State and Government as a guide in the realization of this goal. The AU Commission and United Nations Economic Commission for Africa launched the African Women Leaders Fund, an initiative aimed at scaling up and adequately financing solution-oriented undertakings by African women and girls towards the transformation of the continent. Rwanda and South Africa preceded other countries who pledged more than $7.4 million Namibian dollars and more to the fund, with other countries also anticipated to tender their pledges.
A program was launched on the African youth, which is talking on technology, innovation, and with much emphasis on vocational training. And he also participated on the infrastructure development. As you know, Namibia has NEPAD infrastructure development, and Namibia has submitted the 4 big capital projects, which is more on transport.
Vice President Nangolo Mbumba has, on the sidelines of the 33rd AU Assembly of Heads of State and Government of the African Union, presented the country's report of the African Peer Review Mechanism on Youth Unemployment to the African Peer Review Forum of Heads of State and Government. The high-level meeting on gender equality and women's empowerment in Africa brought together African heads of state and government and key institutions in charge of promoting gender equality and women's development. I'm Daniel Nadunya, NBC News, Windhoek.